Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and viewers of Kundu 2. We're about to announce the results of the semi-finals in the IBS National Debate Competition. Before we do so, we'd like to have one of our adjudicators to come and represent the 4 judges out here to give their remarks based on the presentation before we announce the results. Thank you.
Yeah, debaters, teachers who have supported the debaters, students who have supported them, the parents, and all who are present today. This debate is not about winning. It is about developing you as future leaders of Papua New Guinea. And today we have seen that you have done well. Your teachers have really prepared you well. So very well done, teachers, and very well done, the students. Now, to get to this level of competition, it is really tough to get up here. And so there are really no winners because you are all winners. You all did very well. And the judges, we had a very difficult time trying to assess you as speakers and as researchers. Now, with the judges, we were hit hard by the fact that you had researched all your topics well, and you were able to present them in a logical manner and convincingly to convince us. For us, that was difficult. Now, it is difficult because we, the judges, we also have our points of view, or we all have our views on the topics that you debated. And we have our own stance, not exactly not supporting you, but we had to listen to how you argued your cases, how well you had researched them, and we had to mark you accordingly. Now, that is very difficult because we had to put that aside to see where you were coming from. And as we have said, the arguments, there is always 2 sides of the arguments. This kinds of debate helps us to see different ways of seeing things, because there are no 2 ways of doing things. Sometimes we may think that this is the right way of doing something, but somebody else can say, oh, but there is another way. And we think about it and we discuss it, we debate it, as you did today, to come up with the best solution for a topic or for an issue that we are trying to address. And so, today, before the announcements are made, I would like to thank everybody, every one of you, the debaters. You all did very well, and as I said, you are all winners, and may the best 2 teams take on to the finals, and may the best team win. Okay, and I will now hand you over to Wani. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Patricia Parade from National Research Institute. Right, now the time has come for us to announce the results. Who are the 2 top schools who are going to make it into the grand final soon? I'm sure that, we all want to win, but as our director for HIV Council, Web Kanawi, said, there is no losers, there is no winners. So we're all winners, and I'm about to announce the result, and I'm getting nervous myself too, because I want everyone to win because you're all winners. Okay. The top 2 schools who are going to make it to the grand final will also come on stage to pull for and against. I'm having difficulties trying to announce these results because I have bonded with the kids and they're all brilliant, very brilliant. But unfortunately, the scoring system has to, make it in a way where 2 people have to advance. Okay, this is based on scoring system. Not in any order, not in any order. I'm just going to announce the results, and then you can work it out who are the top 2 schools in the finals. POMNETS, Port Moresby National High School, representing Port Moresby in the IBS National Debate Competition, scoring of 1,635. Round of applause. Brilliant presentation. Tei Abal Secondary, representing Enga Province, scoring of 1,756. Busu Secondary, representing Ley, scoring of 1,755. And Kokopo Secondary, representing Kokopo, scoring of 1,806. So now you have a fair idea who are the top 2 schools that have made it into the grand final. But congratulations to all the schools, all the kids. You have done well, and you're going to walk away with something. We feel for you all. So the top 2 schools in the final are Kokopo Secondary and Tei Abal Secondary of Enga. Round of applause for all the schools. It was a close tie. So we all should be very happy. Let's stay on and watch the finals to support this initiative. And it is for the kids. And thank you all for your patience as well. So we probably will give the topic for final debate topic is HIV or AIDS awareness programs are effective. So let us give a round of applause for all the schools. Port National High School representing Port Moresby. Tei Abal Secondary representing Enga Province. Round of applause. And Lay Secondary representing, Busu Secondary representing Lay, and Kokopo Secondary representing East New Britain. To do that, I'd like to have 2 teams come up here and draw who's going to go for the topic and who's going to go against the topic. Can we have the 2 teams, each reps, to come up, please?
Watch out, I've seen a type before. That girl is so dangerous. That girl is so dangerous. That girl is so bad girl. I've seen a type before. She's so dangerous.
First prize, which is the LNA prize, 30,000 kina worth of school materials, plus walking away with the national title shield. The second prize, Brian Bell second prize, 15,000 kina worth of school materials, and all the participants will walk away with certificate of achievement and national debate medal for consolation prizes like MP4, MP3, and mobile phones, and IBS scholarship, 5,000 kina worth of scholarship to study here at IBS. So everyone is going to walk away with those prizes.
The topic.
Second school, we're going for the topic.
So Kokopo Secondary is going for the topic, HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective, and Tei Abal Secondary is going against the topic. Audience and viewers of Kundutu to IBS National Debate Competition Grand Final between Tei Abal Secondary, representing Enga Province, and Kokopo Secondary from Kokopo, East New Britain. So round of applause for the 2 teams who have qualified for the National Debate Grand Final here in Port Moresby IBS campus. The IBS School Debate Competition is proudly supported by our partners, Kundutu, NBC, and New Guinea, our major sponsors, National Capital District Commission, National Gaming Control Board, LNA Group of Companies, Electoral Commission, Office of Climate Change, NASFAN, Brian Bell, Ipatus Foundation for Enga Debate, and Honorable Luther Wenge for Late Debate Competitions. A round of applause for our sponsors supporting the IBS School Debate Competition. IBS School Debate Competition is initiated with the aim of developing young leaders of our nation. With that, congratulations to the two schools, Kokopo Secondary and Tei Abal Secondary, into the grand final of the IBS National Debate Competition. Soon after this, we will find out who is going to be the champion for IBS National Debate Competition 2011. The topic for debate is HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective. Let us probably acknowledge Mr. Webb Kanaway, who is the director of the AIDS Council. So thank you very much for being here with us. And also Mr. Isaac Luperi for Ipatas Foundation, and Mr. Hubert Kikera, who are here with us today. And I'm sure that we will have another excellent presentation too. So let me now introduce to you our two schools that have made it into the grand final IBS National Debate Competition. Kokopo Secondary is the affirmative team going for the topic HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective. So if I can call upon the Kokopo Secondary to come on stage. Round of applause for the team. Let me now introduce to you the Tei Abal Secondary representing Enga Province, the opposing team going against the topic HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective. If I can call them to come and take the stage. This is very exciting, and I'm sure we are all ready to hear what the leaders of tomorrow are going to say about the topic, which is HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective. Are we all excited? Having fun? Yes? Are we having fun? Yes, this is your program and you have to embrace it and take ownership of it because you are young leaders of tomorrow, and that's the aim of the IBS School Debate Competition. And congratulations to the two schools here, Kokopo Secondary and Tei Abal Secondary. Congratulations to you and all the best for today. Let me now introduce to you the team going for the topic Kokopo Secondary. The first speaker, Penina Robertson. The second speaker, Hilary Valuka. The third speaker, Manila Teriki Fariata. And the last and final speaker, Raymond Kalai. So round of applause for the team Kokopo going for the topic HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective. Let me now introduce to you the Tei Abal Secondary team going against the topic HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective. The first speaker of Tei Abal Secondary is Douglas Pilato. The second speaker of Tei Abal Secondary is Loretta Ephraim. The third speaker of Tei Abal Secondary is Nathan Muli. And the last and final speaker is Sandra Simons. A round of applause for Team Tei Abal. If I may call upon the two teams to shake hands and take their seats. Let me now introduce to you our adjudicators. Dr. Patricia Parade from NRI, Dr. Mark Solong, Ding Institutional IBS from IBS, Mr. John Iko, thank you for being here, one of the founder for Weekend PNGE, and also Mrs. Magalu is one of the consultant in training as well, so thank you very much for your time. And I hope we're all having a good time. So round of applause for the two teams again, Kokopo and Tei Abal Secondary. Before we do that, I would also like to read out the rules again before we get into the competition. Each team should comprise of 4 members. The core members will only be replaced if in the event that any of the core members are unfit due to circumstances beyond control. The teams have been given a topic in advance to prepare themselves for the grand final topic, and we have seen that they have drawn here in front of us who is going to go for and who's going to go against the topic The first speaker to the third speaker get 5 minutes each, while the last speaker gets 10 minutes. Warning bell will be given on the 4th minute. That's a single bell, if I can have the timekeeper to demonstrate. And double bell on the final time. Demonstrate, please. Thank you. So warning bell for all speakers will be given 1 minute before and on the final time as well. Of course, strictly palm cards with short notes. No other forms of notes are allowed, and also no other devices such as mobile phones and etc. Participants must face the audience, and strictly no personal attacks when rebutting. Participants must professionally and be diplomatic in arguing their case. Strictly no mention of bureaucrats' names while arguing your case unless you want to reference to an article in the paper. The scoring will be given by the judges using the adjudication sheet based on 3 areas, which is meta, method, and manner. Each individual gains a score out of 115. For an open and fair judgment, the judges will, of course, independent judges, and will give their remarks at the end of the competition. The winning team in the grand final will get the grand finalist prize, that is LNA first prize, that is 30,000 kina worth of school materials, and of course the national title shield. Runner-up will be awarded Brian Bell second prize of 15,000 kina worth of school materials. All participants in the IBS National Debate Competition will receive certificate of achievements, medals, of course consolation prizes from IBS, MP4, MP3, and also phones, and IBS scholarship to follow a course worth 5,000 kina. And all other preparations are done by the patrons themselves. So are we all ready? Yes? No? Who's no, who's yes? I think you guys are nervous, hey? But congratulations to these 2 schools here. They have done, everyone has done a wonderful job, and we have seen that excellent presentation from everyone who have been here in the National Debate Competition as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the IBS National Debate Competition Grand Final between Kokopo Secondary and Tei Abal Secondary of Enga Province. The IBS School Debate Competition is proudly brought to us by our partners, Kundutu and BC, and New Guinea, our major sponsors, National Capital District Commission, National Control Board, Gaming Control Board, LNA Group of Companies, Electoral Commission, Office of Climate Change, NASFAN, Brian Bell, Iputus Foundation for Enga Debate, Honorable Luther Wenge, for the lay debate. So a round of applause for all our sponsors. So thank you for supporting us in this initiative. I'm getting nervous. No, I'm happy. Actually, this is an exciting, exercise that we have embarked. So I'm happy that all the schools have done very well, and these kids are amazing, brilliant presentation. All right, so are we ready once again? Yes. Okay, so let the competition begin. The topic for debate today is HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective. The team going for the topic is Kokopo Secondary, and the team going against the topic is Tei Abal Secondary from Enga Province. Call upon the first speaker of Kokopo Secondary, going for the topic, Penina Robertson.
Good afternoon, Chair Lady, the adjudicators, the faithful audience, and the viewers throughout the country. Our topic of the debate is HIV and AIDS awareness programs are effective in Papua New Guinea. As the government of the day, and going for the topic, my team and I are here to tell you, to educate you, and to convince you that HIV awareness are effective in Papua New Guinea. Let me define some HIV/AIDS terms to you. What is HIV and AIDS awareness? These are methods of informing and conveying information about HIV and AIDS to educate and prevent HIV and AIDS. Now, what is HIV? It stands for Human Immunodeficiency Syndrome, and AIDS stands for Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome. Let me clarify our stance to you more by giving some facts about HIV and AIDS awareness programs. According to our research in Kokopo VCT Center, we found out that the HIV and AIDS awareness programs are effective in Papua New Guinea. The HIV and AIDS awareness programs are effective because we have many awareness programs throughout the country that give relevant information and educate people to be proactive and innovative towards the HIV and AIDS issues. Some of the awareness programs are pamphlets and leaflets where you read about HIV and AIDS facts, information. Media, you watch on television, you hear on the radio about the issues and then how to go about to prevent HIV in homes and families and to prevent yourself from contracting the HIV and AIDS disease. And we have, like this morning, I saw some performances through the theater group. That's one of the ways where information is being carried out and then the level of grassroots can understand in a language that is understood. And that is through the dramas. And we have musics. A lot of people write about HIV, that the songs are inspiring and that can make you change your mindset, and then you can know about what effects that HIV and AIDS can cause to your lives. And then you'll be proactive and you will prevent yourself from getting the disease. One of the most transparent ways of awareness is through the education programs that we have in our schools. All of you are students, and you know that you learn about HIV and AIDS in schools through the curriculum-based education about HIV and AIDS, and teachers can agree to that. And also, I know that families at home, mothers and parents, fathers, you teach your children about HIV. You do not want the kids to be affected, and that is an example of the effectiveness of the HIV and AIDS program. And also the people that are living with HIV and AIDS are able to come out and talk about the experience and their testimonies about the life that they're living through HIV, and that people are able to see and then they know what to do to help themselves to prevent the HIV and AIDS diseases. Now, all that I mentioned are examples of the effectiveness of HIV and AIDS program in our country. In conclusion, we, the government of the day, recommend that the government will support and finance all stakeholders to better improve the HIV and AIDS awareness programs throughout the country. With all that I've mentioned, I'd like to reaffirm my stand and state that HIV and AIDS awareness programs are effective in Papua New Guinea. Thank you.
Round of applause for the first speaker of Kokopo Secondary, going for the topic HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective. Let me now introduce to you the first speaker of Tei Abal Secondary, opposing team going against the topic HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective. Douglas Pilato.
Thank you, the wonderful chair lady, the brilliant judges, the honest timekeeper,
you, the amazing floor, and of course the viewers around Papua New Guinea. As the theme stands, HIV and AIDS awareness programs are effective. But as the first speaker of the opposition, we the opposition are going against this topic by stating it as HIV and AIDS awareness programs are not effective. Before I proceed on to my points, I would like to give a few rebuttals on what the affirmative points, assumptions, and irrelevant points have been raised. As she has mentioned, emphasize more on effectiveness of the awareness programs. Okay, to tell you the fact, where are the evidence to prove that the effectiveness of that awareness, HIV and awareness programs? I would like to tell you that these awareness and effective programs are not effective. I can prove to you by the book, December 2009, quarterly record by the NACS and the NDOH. NACS is the National HIV Council specialist, have stated that since 19th century up to 2000, the number of HIV victims have increased and increased rapidly. And where is the effectiveness of these programs that you have run and awareness programs? There is no effectiveness in it. Okay, before I go on to my points, I would like to introduce the members. As the first speaker, I will be talking on the political aspects of this issue. As the second speaker will emphasize more on the economic. The third speaker will talk more on the social aspect towards this issue. And the last will do the sum up and give the most important recommendation of the team. Before I go on with my point, let me clarify on what we the oppositions are going to emphasize more on. First of all, let me define HIV and AIDS for you. Okay, there are two acronyms in there. HIV. HIV simply means human immunodeficiency virus. This HIV is simply a virus that destroys the human white blood cells and weakens it. And then the HIV AIDS steps in, which is acquired immunovirus syndromes. These are the other diseases that comes in when the HIV destroys the blood cells. Awareness programs. Awareness programs is simply to let you know or let you have a knowledge of the appropriate strategies that are addressed from those issues by people. So the issue now we're talking about is HIV and AIDS. So it's just to give you a clear glimpse on the appropriate strategies that are addressed from these issues. And then the word effectiveness. Effectiveness simply means that the result or the positive outcomes of what you have done. So when you have a positive outcome, that's the effectiveness of what you are doing. So from that, awareness is, I can see that there is no effectiveness. As stated from case studies, has proved that the number of people living with HIV has increased rapidly, and the figures have been given by the the chairman of the HIV and AIDS National Counseling Board. He has said that the statistics have proved that the number has increased from down, and it has increased more up till now we are living, and it is still increasing. Therefore, we the opposition strongly stand on our topic stating that HIV and AIDS awareness programs are not effective. To my political points, government is lacking policy making in this country. Due to the lacking of policy making of the government, these awareness programs are not effective, and you are not seeing the effectiveness of these programs in our country. Like for instance, when a person knows that he is infected with HIV and AIDS, he is living with HIV and AIDS, he deliberately and knowingly spreads it to other people who are innocent. And that is a crime, and that is the government is supposed to deal with this kind of people, send them to prison, and should give them some kind of consequences that they should face. So this is a leak by the political government, and that is causing the awareness programs not to be effective in our country. Another thing is the geographical features of our country, which is causing the burden of lack of governmental services. There is no enough roads and infrastructure there, and the awarenesses cannot go out and spread out to the remote parts of the Papua New Guinea, like the Telefomin and Miniama and all this. So how is the effectiveness of HIV and AIDS awareness in our country. Can you see any effectiveness? The population is still increasing, and what are you and I going to do about it? So I would like to stay firm on the topic, our topic, opposition's topic, stating that HIV and AIDS awareness programs is not effective. Thank you.
Round of applause for the first speaker of Tei Abal Secondary, Douglas Pilato. Let me now introduce to you the second speaker of Kokopo Secondary. Going for the topic, HIV AIDS awareness programs are effective, Hilary Valuka.
Good afternoon, Chair Lady, the adjudicators, timekeepers, my fellow debaters, ladies and gentlemen, and our loyal viewers. Our topic today is HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective. And as the government of the day, we strongly believe that HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective in Papua New Guinea. I will be mainly basing my facts and talk on the political aspects of this issue. Before proceeding on, I would like to express to you how disappointed I am to see how the opposition can come up with an argument that they're saying we are experiencing an increase in the number of people infected with HIV and AIDS. Well, let me clarify to you. Look at it at this angle. That is an effect of awareness programs. More people are being aware of the tests available, more people are coming out, more people are tested, and more people we are identifying more people with HIV and AIDS in our country. That is directly an effect of awareness programs. As we can see, more people are coming out, the tests are made, and we are seeing that a number of people living with HIV and AIDS are increasing, simply because more people are coming out for tests as a result of awareness programs, making them becoming more aware of HIV and AIDS. Back to my point. Let me start with this, a quote from the MTDS. The HIV/AIDS epidemic poses a very serious threat to PNG's growth and development prospects. As such, the government will take every step possible to erect this epidemic. Well, awareness programs are one of these measures being taken up. The National AIDS Council for Information is a mandated body passed by the government. Now, the powers of this body are being decentralized throughout our country through these levels of government. We have the National AIDS Council, we have the Provincial AIDS Council, we have the District AIDS Council, and we have the LLG AIDS Council. Now we can see that through this decentralization of power, awareness programs are becoming very effective in our country right now, because people are reaching more to the community level, and people are reaching more to every single Papua New Guineans in this country through this decentralization of powers. We can also see that politically, the government is now working in collaboration with NGOs to address this issue, and are coming up with more effective ways of how to bring across that awareness towards the general public of this country to be more aware of this HIV and AIDS in this country. And as in one way or another, we will see that HIV and AIDS awareness programs are very effective. Until, this is a quote from the Papua New Guinea PNG HIV prevalence 2009 estimates. Until 2008 to 2009, we had a little information on rural prevalence. With the expansion of ANC sites beyond the urban centers, we now have better information on prevalence. Now, prevalence is defined as the total number of cases of the risk factor in a population at a given time. We can now see that with the expansion of NAC sites beyond the urban centers, we now have better information of prevalence. So therefore, we can come up with more effective ways of awareness on how to critically target these issues and actually do something about our country regarding HIV and AIDS? Well, let me tell you this. HIV and AIDS is a very big problem in our country, and we cannot expect change to happen just like that. You know, in order for us to achieve something, we need time to be given to us. And be patient, people, be patient. We're saying that HIV/AIDS awareness programs are not effective. Be patient. You will see the end result of this come 2050 when we achieve all our visions through the Vision 2050. Because Vision 2050 states that by 2050, we will be a smart, wise, fair, healthy, and happy society. So, this is the period where we actually combat HIV and AIDS in our country. And look at the positive side of this thing. Come on. HIV and AIDS awareness programs are very effective in our country. Therefore, as a recommendation, with the government of the day, the affirmative side, recommend that more training should be given to people, in this case, leaders, to synthesize them with appropriate, relevant information to be imparted to the people. And with that, I would like to reaffirm our stand as the government of the day that HIV/AIDS awareness programs are very effective in Papua New Guinea. Thank you.
Round of applause for the second speaker of Kokopo Secondary, Hilary Valuka. The team going for the topic HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective. Let me now introduce to you the second speaker of Tei Abal Secondary, going for the topic HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective, Loretta Ephraim.
Thank you, the beautiful chair lady, the intelligent educators, the honest and the beautiful timekeeper, and the faithful audiences, and not forgetting the viewers right across the country. Before I go on with my presentation, I would like to make a rebuttal on what the affirmative team has mentioned. They had mentioned something about provincial level government, national level government, and local level government have raised awareness to create an effective and minimize the HIV/AIDS epidemic. Well, let me tell you, do you have the national level, the provincial level, and the local level HIV awareness campaigns? What does that tell us? When we have the rapid academic, the reports annually coming from our local aid posts and hospitals, does that tell any news to us? I don't think so. That means HIV and AIDS awareness campaigns are not effective. I'll be talking about the economical points. HIV and AIDS awareness programs are not effective as our team's topic, restated topic at stand. So we, the opposition team, would like to strongly believe and tell you, convey the message to you guys that HIV/AIDS and awareness program is not really effective program because the number of HIV and AIDS in the country is rapidly increasing, even though we have so many forms of awarenesses from every angles and every sectors, from the rural areas to the urban areas. And to my points, I'll be talking about the economical points, where it is, the first point is insufficient funding from the government. Statistically, it is been provided by the National AIDS Council Secretary reports and reported, and information have been provided, and we have the statistics here, and statistically, it has been proven that Papua New Guinea is ranked and recorded that it is one of the highest number of people living with HIV/AIDS in the Pacific region. The main funding of the NAC, or the National AIDS Council Secretary, funding comes from the HOSAID. The HOSAID withdrew the support at the end of 2009, and the current NAC structure is being greatly affected when the HOSAID withdrew from the support. And the national, because the NAC structure is greatly affected because the national government budget for the NAC is only 600,000 kina per annum, while the administration requirement cost is almost 2 million kina, and that is insufficient for the national administration for the National AIDS Council to do budget for effective awareness in Papua New Guinea. And there is insufficient programs to fund programs like training, research, and attending to high-risk areas, which are difficult in terms of awareness to the settlements area or the remote part of the areas where the governments are not reaching there yet. They are not providing enough programs to them so that to have effective awareness in those areas. How can a country, nation with this data provided run only with 600 kina for a budget funding from the government? Therefore, we the opposing team strongly argue and believe that with the facts outlined or with our presentation, that therefore HIV awareness campaign is not effective. Therefore, I would like to recommend the government, with the opposing team, would like to recommend that the government has to fund for the annual budget to fight against HIV/AIDS, because this country is in a time bomb. Thank you.
Round of applause for the second speaker of Tei Abal Secondary, Loretta Ephraim. Let me now introduce to you the third speaker of Kokopo Secondary, the team going for the topic, HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective, Manila Teriki Fariata.
Good afternoon, Chair Lady, adjudicators, fellow debaters, audience, and viewers across the country. As your government for today, we are here to convince you that HIV and AIDS awareness programs are effective. As the third speaker, I will be presenting my points on the economical aspect of our topic. Interestingly, our opposition have stated that the number of people with HIV is rapidly increasing. Well, if you haven't heard, I would like to state again what one of my team members have already stated. More people are getting infected by HIV. Well, if more people are getting infected by HIV, it is because of the mentality of the people through ignorance and carelessness. But the matter of the fact is, the number of HIV/AIDS is increasing because people are coming out to get tested. So the statistics are increasing. Now let me share a little light on you to enlighten your views on our topic. Firstly, HIV awareness programs is effective because of free testing implemented by the government. This is making it economically friendly for the people to come out and get tested. In other words, you don't have to pay anything. You're being tested free of charge. Secondly, we can see that the government have pumped a lot of money into HIV awareness programs. That's why it's effective. For instance, HIV awareness programs in schools to educate the children and our future leaders of our country, and also mobile clinics for people living in the rural areas. By doing this, we are spending more today to spend less tomorrow. Last of all, curriculum teachings have helped spread awareness through cost-saving measures. In a way, teachers are being paid by Teachers Services Commission, but they are doing NAC work through their set curriculum in a subject called personal development. To sum up, I quote from the PNG National HIV and AIDS strategy, HIV and AIDS strategy 2011 to 2015, and it states, HIV awareness provides guarantees for for the protection of human rights for people affected by HIV and AIDS, and provides a legal framework for situations where people are placing others at risk of contracting HIV. Look at it this way. As a student, I am being educated on HIV and AIDS in school for future prevention through cost-saving measures. And we, the government, for today, would like to recommend that the government should implant male clinics to cater for the male population. With that, we, the government, for today, know that we have convinced you that HIV and AIDS awareness programs are effective. Thank you.
Round of applause for the third speaker of Kokopo Secondary, Manila Teariki Fariata. Let me now introduce to you the third speaker of Tei Abal Secondary, Nathan Muli, going against the topic, HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective.
Thank you, the chair lady, the vice adjudicators, the honest timekeeper, the floor, and all the viewers throughout Papua New Guinea. I, as the third speaker of the affirmative side, I will be talking about the social aspect of the issue by saying that HIV/AIDS awareness is not effective in this country. Before I go on to my points, I would like to make a few rebuttals on some of the points raised by the affirmative side. One of the points was that we need to be patient. But I can say that when you are patient all the time and the statistics is rising every time and increasing every year, by the time when we are patient and when we are trying to be patient every year, I'm afraid that all this population will not be existing and you cannot deal with what kind of people are you going to deal with? Is that true? Secondly, Dave said something about people are ignorant, and if the statistics or number of people are increasing, which you means you are directly helping us, and you are saying that statistics are increasing, that means that you don't need to be happy about what is happening. It directly tells you that awareness are not that effective. You need to get it straight. Now, on to my points. First of all, HIV/AIDS awareness programs are not that effective because of low literacy, especially in the remote areas of Papua New Guinea. That is inability to read and write. I mean by low literacy. Due to this problem, awareness programs are not effectively carried out. Now you tell me how the nation can survive without knowledge. For knowledge is the power. If people don't know how to read and write, how can they cope up with awareness? How can they know? For example, one of my places back in Enga province, between the border of Sipik and Enga province, there's a place known as Maramuni. These people don't even know how to read and write. If you go and say, this is the Vision 2050 plan, they will say, are you trying to give me 20 kina 50 toya? They will say like that. Because they don't have anything. During the Literacy Week on the 3rd of August, it was reported that PNG is poor in literacy. Also under the Human Development Index, in which the Commonwealth nation or the United Nations measures countries in terms of the social standard or living standard. It states that more than 80% of population in this country, Papua New Guinea, is not that literate. They are illiterate. That is stated in the Vision 2050 booklet. Well, one of the classical example is that this is one of the joke, and I want you to listen carefully because of illiteracy. People don't have knowledge. There was a person who was carrying a condom box that was given by the donor agency to one of the places back at Wabek. And when the peasant brought the condom packet and gave it to one of the villagers down there, he said, what is this? Have this. This is for your prevention. This is for your care. And then the fellow villager, without knowing what was there, he said that, can you tell me what is the prescription about this? How long can I take this? 2 or once for a day? He thought that he doesn't do anything about it. Secondly, second point, HIV/AIDS programs were not that effective because of ignorance. As supported by the affirmative side, they've said it, ignorance. Well, that's for sure. Because of ignorance, awareness programs are not that effective. Prevalence of HIV/AIDS is on a high note, yet people continue to spread the virus. Knowingly, awareness is clear, or it is an ongoing campaign, but still people ignore the importance of this program. I stated in the post-career 23rd September 2008, ignorance is a factor which results in awareness programs not being effective. For instance, flooding the marketplace like Gordon's Market with condom boxes and awareness programs like pamphlets, leaflets. If the mentality and the people and the hearts of people are not changing, how can these things are waste of money, waste of time, waste of resources? As stated in the post-career. Well, you might be saying as the government sided, we are trying to build, as time goes on, we are trying to build our steps and trying to combat this. But when you are trying to combat this, you are still decreasing in your human resources. And as a result, you will be affected dynamically in terms of economic and the resource distribution in the country. With all these social issues stated, I would like to reaffirm my stand that HIV awareness is not that effective in this country. Thank you.
Round of applause for the third speaker of Tei Abal Secondary, Nathan Morley. Let me now introduce to you the last and final speaker of Kokopo Secondary, the team going for the topic HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective. Raymond Kalai.
Thank you, Chair Lady, adjudicators, my audience, my fellow debaters, and viewers on Kundu 2. I am the final speaker of the government of the day to reaffirm our stand that HIV programs in Papua New Guinea is effective. Before proceeding, it has come to our attention some of the points mentioned by the opposition. It was mentioned that when people who acquire the disease of HIV, when they acquire the disease, we should send them to jail. Well, let me tell you this. This is discrimination. And discrimination is a law passed by a government that you cannot discriminate somebody who has HIV. And instead of sending that person to prison, it will be you going to prison. Also, it was mentioned that there is an insufficient fund. Okay, let me tell you, I think because of this there is insufficient funds to HIV programs because of this free education system, free education that is going to be implemented. So you see, as we have heard from the news that the government has allocated 1 billion kina to free education, to the education sector, meaning that HIV programs will be disadvantaged, meaning that it is not our fault that HIV, we are not getting enough funds, it is the government's fault. And we are trying to say that we need these funds, so we are asking that we should not have free education. Okay, it was also mentioned that people who are illiterate will not understand these awareness programs. But let me tell you this. There are programs, people who design these awareness programs are not people just walking from the street. They are people who are highly educated, and they have come up with strategies that will also accommodate people who are illiterate. And one of them is the theater that we have seen. So the theater, the radio, is all these things that awareness programs are being passed out to our communities. And also, awareness programs are effective because no matter how far you live from the town center, because of effective programs like mobile clinic, radios, radio, media, and all this, the message of HIV is carried to the most rural place in the country, meaning that HIV programs is effective. Also, it was mentioned that we'll be wasting money. Well, let me tell you this. The most important asset of a nation is the people. And we should invest now. We should invest now to spend less later. Now to my points. Okay. Let us picture HIV is like a wild growing plant extending its vines or its branches trying to suffocate our society. Now, HIV/AIDS program is like the gardener who is trying to cut off the branches so they do not suffocate you and I. So, as you can see, we, the government of the day, are not becoming pessimistic. We are trying to become optimistic and trying to do something about this epidemic that is relevant, that is prevalent in our country. It shows that we have this initiative and we are being proactive and innovative in starting up programs like HIV programs to combat this epidemic that is in our country. Let us now fly all over the social world to fully grasp why HIV/AIDS awareness is effective in PNG. Sorry. Because of awareness, people are doing safe family planning because they go to the clinic to know their HIV status so that they do not pass on the disease to their children, meaning that the children are safe from HIV. So that means that HIV programs are effective. And also, because more people are being educated about HIV, it is reducing the stigma and the discrimination that comes with people who are living with HIV. Meaning that people can walk around knowing that they still can contribute meaningfully to the community and not feel offended because they have the disease. Because you see, sometimes it is not their fault that they have this disease. Sometimes it's like, for example, there's a wife and a scenario of a marriage. The father goes out, he acquires the disease, and he comes back and he passes on to the wife. So you can see that we should not discriminate this sort of people because it is not their fault that they have acquired the disease, and effective programs are there to educate the people so that they do not discriminate them. And also, non-government organization and government are working in collaboration, meaning that we need this teamwork in this country. When we are all working together, it means that we will all share the load in advancing this nation. Also, peer education. HIV awareness programs, peer education is one of the HIV/AIDS program, meaning that children are able, young children like us, young adults like us are able to use our minds and try to convey the message to other kids so that they are educated about this disease and we all can prevent ourselves from this disease. Meaning that free education awareness programs is effective. Let us now move to a political landscape. As you can see, the NAC is a body that is mandated by the government, and when the power is given to the NAC, they did not just hold the power back, but they decentralized the power, meaning that the power is passed to all levels of the government, meaning that there is collaborativeness and teamwork in combating this disease. And also, when NAC was established as a means to drive one of the goals of Vision 2050, which states that in 2050, the prevalence rate of 0.9 of Papua New Guinea will go down to 0.1. So it is showing that we as the government of the day are trying to put HIV programs so that we can reduce this prevalence statistics down to 0.1, meaning that our HIV/AIDS programs are effective. Economically, our HIV/AIDS programs are effective because you do not spend anything on it, meaning that you have more in the pocket to do whatever you want to do with it. Because there are mobile clinics, you do not have to spend money to go somewhere to be tested, but you go to instead the mobile clinic come to you so that you can easily get information without paying anything. And also, VCCT centers are located everywhere in the country. And it is also contributing that effective effectiveness of these programs, meaning that more people will be tested. Okay. And now, to our statistics, it was revealed that more females there's more females who have this disease than men. Because why? Because more women are tested when they in the antenatal clinic, when they go there, they get tested. And that is why we, the government of the day, and also one thing, while male population, the statistics does not show that male population, there are more male population being infected, is because male are more, they become, when you talk about going to clinics and such, they become shy and they feel embarrassed, and that is why we, the government of the day, recommend that we should provide more male clinic for HIV testing and awareness programs. Also, we all know that education starts at home. So we recommend that there is home-based education, meaning that the message of HIV is conveyed between parents and their children, so that the children can be aware of the HIV and its consequences, and meaning that they will take precautionary measures in keeping them safe from getting this disease. Meaning that when we do this, the HIV programs will be effective. To conclude, we have this epidemic in our country, and it is a challenge that we need to take on. And challenges bring out the best in all of us. So let's not take this as a barrier, but let's take it as a challenge that we can overcome if only we become innovative, creatively, and proactively, and make sure that, and we are sure that our HIV, and we are sure that we are making that because our HIV program awareness are effective. Thank you.
A round of applause for the last and final speaker of Kokopo Secondary, Raymond Kalai. The team going for the topic, HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective. Let me now introduce to you our last and final speaker of Tei Abal Secondary. The team going against the topic, HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective, Sandra Simon.
Thank you, the chair lady, the intelligent adjudicators, the honest timekeeper, the lovely audience, and the wonderful viewers watching throughout the country. I, as the fourth and final speaker of the opposing team, will discuss on the environmental and cultural issues on the topic stated, HIV and AIDS awareness is effective. Well, before I go on with my points, I would like to make few rebuttals on some of the points raised by the affirmative teams. Well, they mentioned something about PDs being taught in school. Well, I think that PD has been taught long time ago, and these students grow up and they are the main ones to contract the disease, and they are increasing the population for the infected people. Okay, to my second point. Secondly, they mentioned something about the government has not funded enough money in the awareness campaign. Well, I'd like to say thank you and tell you that this is one of the evidence that prove that HIV awareness campaign is not effective in PNG. And finally, I would like to say that all the speakers of the affirmative have come up to the stage and say that HIV/AIDS awareness is effective without any facts and figures. Well, give us some of the statistics that will prove to us and tell us that this HIV and AIDS awareness has been effective. Or otherwise, I would like to categorize your point as irrelevant and invalid. Okay, on to my points. Firstly, environmental and custom. Geographical location and features of PNG is an hindering factor for the efficiency and the awareness program to carry out, like terrains of the Telefonian, Western Province teak forest and ruggedness. Secondly, cultural, a barrier to effectiveness of the awareness program. A widespread social and cultural taboos prevents open discussion between the parents and the children, as stated in the Pacific Journalism Review, page of 12, volume 1, 2006, page 169. Also, polygamy contributes to these cultural barriers, as Cullen World's famous HIV and AIDS analysis reviewed dated 1992. Well, as you all heard what my fellow speakers have already said, the first speaker has already mentioned that government, without any law to restrict the spread of the HIV virus, this is one of the evidence that the awareness campaign is not effective. Secondly, the second speaker also said that insufficient funds provided by the government. And thirdly, the third speaker has said that the awareness program is not effective because of low literacy. HIV/AIDS awareness programs are not effective because of ignorance. Most of the people in Papua New Guinea are ignorant. They have a mentality where no care business, nobody cares. Your life is your life, my life is my life, mind your own business. That's the type of mentality they have. And finally, to our recommendations, we would like to recommend the government to provide substantial fundings if the government is very serious in combating the increasing rate of HIV in the country than relying on foreign agencies. Secondly, we recommend the government to create a mutual partnership with the NGO government organizations to work together to combat this disease or virus. And finally, we recommend the government to immediately, without delay, to pass the bill on HEMS, HIV and AIDS management. With all this, we, the opposition, the opposing team, strongly and firmly go against the topic by saying that HIV and AIDS awareness is not effective in PNG. Thank you.
A round of applause for the last and final speaker of Tei Abal Secondary, Sandra Simon. The topic for today is HIV/AIDS awareness programs are effective, Kokopo Secondary going for the topic, and Tei Abal Secondary going against the topic. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that has brought us to the end of the grand final, and we will find out more who is going to be the winner for the IBS National Debate Competition. Let us give a round of applause for the two schools, Kokopo Secondary and Tei Abal Secondary. Within a span of 1 hour preparations, it is brilliant. These kids are amazing. And I'm sure we have witnessed that. And we have learned something from these programs too. I have, actually. Every time I do debates or go to debates, I learn a lot from these kids. They teach me new things every time. So let us give a round of applause to these two schools, the young leaders of Papua New Guinea. So if I may call upon the two schools to shake their hands, and soon we will find out the results. I'm sure we're anxious to know who is going to be the winner. Well, let me tell you, both schools are winning. Everyone is a winner. So round of applause for the two schools. Ladies and gentlemen, IBS National Debate Competition Grand Finalists, Tei Abal Secondary from Anga Province and Kokopo Secondary from Kokopo, East New Britain. So congratulations. Well done. Brilliant presentation. Before we proceed on, I think we have the director, Mr. Webb Kanawi of HIV/AIDS Council, would like to say a few words on the presentation. This is why he's here, to listen to the kids' point of views based on the topic.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and congratulations to both of the debating teams. They had some really good ideas. They brought out some good suggestions, and but I would have loved for them to have actually just explained why they were making some of these suggestions. Let me go through the list of what the government side said and make a few comments on the issues that they raised. First, they talked about awareness being successful, but they did not, and I would have liked for them to have actually defined awareness a little bit more, defined why we're doing awareness, whether they are going to actually work in our society or not, what are the materials that they listed the mediums, but they did not list the materials. Second, they said that more awareness will lead to effective ways of fighting the virus. Well, awareness is one of the tools, and awareness has been proven to have worked in a number of countries globally, but in PNG it did not really work as much as it worked in other countries. And I'll tell you the reason for that. The reason for that is that we borrowed awareness materials from sub-Saharan Africa, from Asian countries such as Cambodia, from South Africa, and we brought them here, and we thought that what was relevant and suitable for them would work for PNG. What we did not realize, or what wasn't realized at that point in time, was that PNG is made up of 840 plus nations, and that the one-size-fits-all things that worked in other countries would not necessarily and did not necessarily work in PNG. They also said that the awareness done through existing government structure is a good way of getting awareness to our people. That is also true. We discovered that that's the best way of doing it, because in the past, when the HIV/AIDS response was done by experts from all over the world, and they did not include experts from within PNG, they actually made the programs to actually go through other mediums and not really go through existing government systems. So that is a good observation. They also said that the economics relating to HIV is that it affects them, but I would have loved for them to have defined what that meant a little bit more, so that you can grab in Belvlong, but they're right in saying that economics of this country is affected in different ways and by varying degrees on HIV/AIDS. They also said that the number of PLHIVs is increasing, and it is increasing because we're testing more and more people. That is also true. More and more people are now breaking the barriers, they're breaking the cultural norms, they're breaking the issue of stigma and discrimination. They're breaking all of that. They're coming forward to get tested because they're worried about their lives, and they're not worried about what people are saying about them behind their backs. They also discussed school curriculums and including HIV/AIDS programs in school curriculums. We are working on that, and we have started on a program with the Department of Education to actually inbuild a lot of HIV/AIDS stuff into the school's curriculum, and we have also been working with the PNG Teachers Association to get teachers sensitized so that they can actually teach the curriculum more appropriately. They also suggested that we need to invest in people's well-being as part of our long-term investment for the country. Never a truer word spoken, I'll leave it at that. And they said that we are going through a lot of proactive and innovative approaches. That's fine, but they didn't tell us what kind of approaches or what some of these innovative approaches were. But from our perspective, the innovative approach that we've done is this, that general awareness no longer works. So we've now got to attack this differently. And it means that we now have got to go out to our people and start embarking on behavior change. Behavior change. And we have to invest in behavior change, because awareness in itself does not mean anything. And I tried the issue of awareness by getting a Mel Meninga, the great rugby league legend, getting his message and his poster, going down to Kiriwina and asking Wamlalapun Merilo Kiriwina if she knew who this bloke was and what the message was. And she said, I know nothing about that person. And if I wanted to go to the toilet, if you leave that poster here by me, you sometime me go to toilet. So really, it's this sort of thing. So when we need to become innovative, what we needed to do was that say to ourselves, we've got 840 nations, why don't we actually do messages in 840 languages, get our own leaders to actually go out there and do these things, put this on the doorsteps and on the doors of our people, and when they see their own leaders and they read the messages in their talk place and they listen to the messages in their talk place, that will change behavior. So this is what I meant by us needing to actually change the approach to actually do behavior change as opposed to awareness, because awareness did not work. They talked about decentralization. That's a fact of life that needs to be done. We need to actually build on what the government has put in place, the government structures, because most of these have withstood the test of time. If we went through that, we're going to get messages right through, or behavior change syndromes right through to our people at village level. And finally, and the biggest point they made is that we need to talk about HIV/AIDS in our own families. How many families talk about HIV/AIDS? How many people discuss HIV/AIDS when they're having a cup of coffee or they're having a get-together? Not too many people talk about HIV/AIDS. But they do talk about their relatives dying of HIV/AIDS, but they don't talk about HIV/AIDS per se. They should talk about the issue and not about their relatives dying of HIV/AIDS. For the against, they said there's a need to do more research to actually indicate what the reasons are for the numbers of PLHIVs increasing. They noted that the numbers are increasing, but they don't know why, and they pointed out that there is a need for research. That is true, and that's what we are doing right now. And unfortunately, that was not done in the case of PNG. You know, fighting the virus is like fighting a battle, and when you go into battle, you need to first of all go out and find out the size of your enemy. Well, in PNG, we don't know. To this day, we still don't know what the size of our enemy is. How many of our people, whether the virus is in pockets or is right throughout our nation, or is affecting young people only or elderly people, you may not have along this. But we have done that, and we have done that through an IBBS. We have launched an integrated biobehavioral survey, which is actually going to go right throughout the country and get blood samples and look at what's happening out there in rural PNG. That way we will know just exactly what the size of our enemy is when we go to fight HIV/AIDS. So I agreed with what the opposition said. They also said that when people become positive, they actually adopt the attitude to go out there and knowingly spread the virus. And because of that, somebody should actually take them up or take the law and actually hold them up before a court of law and actually deal with them. That is already happening. We've issued a number of Section 11 notices, but we have to sensitize our courts, we have to sensitize our prosecutions, we have to sensitize our village courts so that they can actually deal with these sort of issues. There has already been one case that came up in Papua New Guinea, where a wife refused to sleep with her husband because he left their family for so long. He came back and the wife went to court and said, I will not sleep with you unless and until you show me the results of a HIV/AIDS test. She won that case, and that's the only case that I'm aware of in PNG. But yes, you're right, we need to actually start invoking the sections of the HEMP Act. And the lady, the last speaker, said the HEMP Act has not been enacted. No, it has been enacted. It's now law, and we are already using that. They also talked about restructuring of NEX. That was 3 years ago. NEX was in trouble, and So much money went missing. The structure was all over the place. They brought me down. We fixed all of that. We've redone next. We've done all of that. We've gone to the government. We've increased our budget from 6 million to 43 million. So we've actually done what needs to be done, and we're spending more and more money on the core programs. They talked about low literacy. That is true. One of the biggest situations that we've got in the country is that our people are not able to read or write, listen to radio plays, look at what people are saying, listen to all of those things, the different mediums, and understand that because low literacy is an impediment. They said that the roles played by NGOs and faith-based organizations are important. Yes, they are important. The reason they're important is because faith-based organizations and NGOs reach out to more of our people in rural areas. So I agreed with them. And they talked about our cultural norms. Culture of Loyumi is actually important. In the case of Trobriand, we went down to actually test it out. Their Mila Mala, their other festival like this, say that a week before this festival, the village chiefs allow young men from each village to go take young women from other villages, and they go wild, they go bush, and they do anything and everything under the sun. Well, these are the sort of things. So cultural norms, in our case, are important. We are taking that into consideration as well. But the biggest suggestion that was made by them was really the issue of polygamy. They said that polygamy is driving the virus. I could not agree more. There is a recorded case of one person infecting 13 women because he was married to them, and that's the situation of polygamy in our country. So yes, that does happen, and that is a serious problem. So these are the issues that were typified and were mentioned by both teams, and I was so happy to hear that. But I was also happy to hear that most of the recommendations that they made, we've already gone through all of those, acted on them, and now the National AIDS Council Secretariat is afloat and is dealing more effectively with the issue of HIV/AIDS. Thank you, debaters. Thank you, adjudicators. Thank you, Mignadis and your team for allowing me to come and listen and actually make these few remarks. So, a good platrona mehamas, and it's not important who wins, but it was important for me to come and collect the issues, and thank you. I've done exactly that. Gracias. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Mr. Webb Kanawe. I think we have one of our reps here in Port Moresby, the chairman of the Port Moresby National Capital District Commission. Yes, Mr. Gordon Aipako, to come forward and give few remarks on the debate competition. So round of applause. He represents Laloki, and they've been behind this right from the beginning. It's great to see that they're still staying on, and the school debate will continue. It'll stay on. So thank you. Mr. Gordon Aipako from Laloki High School.
Good afternoon, everyone. And well, it's a long months of waiting for grand final in the national championship, and it has been a big challenge. As the chairman of the Port Moresby team, or the Central Land City, playing as a host for this particular event is a very important event for us. And those three teams that have traveled all the way into Port Moresby, right? We hope you have enjoyed your stay here in the last couple of hours or days. All right. As representing our City and Central team, as well as the other three centers, I think it's an opportunity for us to, as schools around Papua New Guinea, we'd like to acknowledge the great work that the IBS is doing and has done since 2009. All right, Vani was correct in saying that the debate has grown from strength to strength. Yes, I would totally agree with that. 2009, there were only 8 schools in NCD that participated, and my school was one of the pioneer schools. And we're proud to see that the development of this debate has taken a very big step forward in the last 3 years. So I'd like to congratulate Vani, and Vani has a big support from his administration. Thank you, Mick Thank you very much with your director and your staff who have really supported the schools. I think you brought a lot of things for us to learn in the last 3 years. And as the team says, developing our young people for young leaders of tomorrow. I think the nation has actually seen what our young people are looking like in the next 50 years, all right? Debate has been one of the, I would say, an activity that has created leaders. And I guess, as our big man here sits, Mr. Webb Kanowi, would probably agree with me, is if he had taken part in debates in his school days, he would be a role model for that. Right? So let's all give him a big hand. If he has taken part in his debates in the school times in Papua New Guinea or elsewhere around the world. But we'd like to say thank you very much, IBS, for making this event a very eventful, a very big event that has covered almost 4 major parts of the country. Not only that, we also like to take this time to acknowledge our sponsors, people who have really put in their time, resource, and especially financially supporting the event since we started. And I'd like to officially thank them. Firstly, our NCD Governor, Honorable Powers Pakop. Since 2009, he has supported us right throughout, and he's still here with us, and we, unfortunately, he's not here to receive that word of thanks, but we really sincerely thank him and his administration and his group in NCD for supporting our program ever since 2000. We also like to thank Honorable Luto Wenge, Governor of Morobe Province, for supporting your debate in your province or in your center, and also nationally. We thank you very much for that financial support. And we also want to thank the Enga, from Enga, the Enga provincial government, and through the Ipatas Foundation. We thank you very much. I think when your governor had that, the debate was, invitation was going out to him, he was very excited, and we have Engans here to show us that, yes, they're a team to reckon. Huh? They're a team to reckon. And we also like to thank our government partners with Office of Climate Change and Monitoring, who have come this year to support us with our program. And they've supplied us so many topics to discuss on, and some of the topics were discussed in the various centers. So, Office of Climate Change, we thank you very much representing the government of Papua New Guinea. Also, we have the Electoral Commission, responsible for our national elections. We thank you very much for your support this year, and we wish you well in your conducting of your elections that are coming around the place. And not forgetting our corporate friends, partners, and they are namely the LNA Construction, the NEST Fund, the National Gaming Control Board, National Broadcasting Corporation, Kunu2, who has been our partner since 2009, Air New Guinea, our national flyer, Brian Bell, a group of companies. All right, all these people have come on board to support us financially, and we like everyone to put our hands together to give our appreciation to them. All right, let's put our hands together. So thank you very much, our corporate sponsors, corporate supporters. And once again, finally, the founder of IBS, we thank you very much for making this facility available for us. Of course, we cannot go anywhere else. This has become a home for us for the national NCD debate as well as national, and we hope to expand more and more in the coming years. So those of the centers out there around Papua New Guinea, all right, if you think that you can send a team, right, feel free, feel welcome in 2012, and we look forward to seeing you in 2012. Finally, but not the least, I'd like to thank some special people around here. I'd like to thank Dr. Mark Solon and his team of judges, Dr. Paride, Mr. Iko, and Mrs. Magalu for helping us been a different opinion to what we have presented. So thank you very much, judges. We also like to thank our other invited friends. I only know a couple of them. That's Mr. Kikira. Mr. Kikira has been one of our supporters since 2009 from the Kikira lawyers. We thank you. And I guess some of you there, we also want to thank you for being with us right throughout the program. With that, thank you on behalf of all the schools in Papua New Guinea of the 4 centers. Thank you very much, everyone, for supporting us.
Thank you, Mr. Godenai Pako from Laloki High School. Before we do so, would you like to give remarks? Anyone? You replace? I think we'll probably hear just small comments from the adjudicators and get straight into the presentation. And I'm sure we're all anxious to know who is going to be the new champion for the IBS National Debate Competition 2011.
Thank you, our honored guests and the host institution, IBS, and more importantly, the participants who gave us the opportunity and shared with us their ideas about issues that affect this nation. We are all proud, and more so for us judges, it was a challenge. It was a close call, but throughout the process of the debate, it had been the case. But we are happy to note that the level of debate is improving all the time when we hold this competition. So that is a positive activity or positive message that we can take back. And not only for the participating schools, we would like to encourage all the schools in this country to take on that culture, if possible, and especially, and they need our support as well. They need the kind of sponsorship, and it cannot happen otherwise except for the people of this country to make it happen. On behalf of the judges, we are extremely pleased for the opportunity to participate in the debate and to learn the many ideas that are shared by the participants. Unfortunately, we have the challenge to decide who the winners are, but we know what the message is. They know we are all winners, and more importantly, we should learn from the process. And we hope that the knowledge that we share with one another become the elements of development for this country. And this is one thing that makes us, the judges, very pleased to be sitting here and to commit ourselves. And I'm sure it also applies to everyone that is taking an interest in this debate that is taking a national prominence in this country. On that note, we thank you very much for the participating schools, and more importantly for the sponsors, and for the institution IBS, who is taking the lead to take us forward in building the leaders of this country. And lastly, for those of you who have given the time, especially for Wani and the team that have been preparing and moving with the participating schools. Thank you very much. It was a challenge, but it is a pleasing exercise to be part of the debate. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mark Solong. I think it's always, pleasing to work with everyone else, and it's exciting too because we love what we do. So I'm sure working together, we are making a difference and bringing this debate competition to another level. So thank you very much for all your support and working together as a team, as one people, one country, one nation, Papua New Guinea. Let's say, yeah, Papua New Guinea, come on. Are we proud of our country? Yes, that's it. So we need to move forward. All right, so we will go on with our presentation. We will go into the presentation and we'll come back to announce the final results. now call upon Dr. Patricia Parade to come forward to present the gifts or the certificate of achievement to the participants. So if I can make welcome Dr. Patricia Parade. So you probably come this way, get your belongings, and then you can walk down the stage. Yes. All the participants are walking away with medal for IBS National Debate Competition 2011, certificate of achievement, and IBS scholarship to follow a course worth of 5,000 kina, and also consolation prizes like merchandise like MP4s for all the participants, and I'm sure they have done a wonderful job, and congratulations to one and all. So thank you very much. So let me call upon the first speaker of Kokopo Secondary, Penina Robertson. We'll come here, receive your gift, we'll take a group photo, and then you can move on. The second speaker of Kokopo Secondary, Hilary Valuka. The third speaker of Kokopo Secondary, Manila Teriki Fariata. The final speaker of Kokopo Secondary, Raymond Kalai. And we would also like to acknowledge the teachers who have been right behind them as well, coaching them and mentoring them as well. So Mr. Norman Manda and Mr. Eugene Kua. Probably have a team photo if you don't mind. Yeah. What's the bag for the teachers? Oh, yeah, you can give it to me. Pose for a photo. I know it's been a very hard day today and very exciting day today. Team Kokopo Secondary. Round of applause for the team. Congratulations. Well done. Let me now call upon the Tei Abal Secondary, the first speaker. Thank you. Let me call upon the first speaker of Tei Abal Secondary, Douglas Pilato. The second speaker of Tei Abal Secondary, Loretta Ephraim. The third speaker of Tei Abal Secondary, Nathan Muli. And the final speaker of Tei Abal Secondary, Sandra Simon. And of course, the teachers who have been right behind them, Mrs. Gloria Paekan and Mr. Akona Paruzai. Oh, sorry, Pazurai. He looks like a student, hey. Group photo, please. The team Tei Abal Secondary representing Enga Province. Thank you very much for your participation and congratulations to you as well. Thank you, Dr. Patricia Parade. Okay. If I can call upon Dr. Solon to come forward. Oh, sorry. Let me now call upon the Busu Secondary team. First speaker, Magero Nuri. The second speaker, Jacob Maran. And the third speaker, Kademon Oresi. The last and final speaker, Josiah Tony. Let me also call upon the teachers who have been right behind them as well, Mrs. Miriam Giaktulu and Mr. Elias Moka. Close together. Team Busu Secondary representing Lei Morere Province. Round of applause for the team and congratulations to you all as well. Thank you, Dr. Solon. If I can call upon Mrs. Magalu to come forward. Okay. Team Port Moresby National High. The first speaker, Beverly Kamuka. The second speaker, Peter Numoy. The third speaker, Humphrey Ugari. The last and final speaker, Dinoke Gonapa. If I can also call upon the teachers that have been right behind them, Mrs. Titi Maisere and Mr. Maito. Are they here? Team Port Moresby National High representing NCDC. Congratulations and a round of applause for the team. Well done. Thank you, Mrs. Magalu. I'm sure the moment we're all waiting for, we want to know who the winner is. If someone can check the backstage, if the scores are all done, and adjudicators can probably have a look and deliberate and give me the final results, please. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the IBS National Debate Competition Grand Finalist held here in Port Moresby, hosted here at IBS Campus 6 Mile. The grand finalists are Tei Abal Secondary, representing Enga Province, and Kokopo Secondary, representing Kokopo East New Britain. The IBS School Debate Competition is proudly supported by our partners, Kundutu NBC, and New Guinea, our official carrier, major sponsors, National Capital District Commission, National Gaming Control Board, LNA Group of Companies, NASFAN, Brian Bell, Electoral Commission, Office of Climate Change, Ipatus Foundation for Enga Debate, Honorable Luther Wenger for Lay Debate, for their great support towards the IBS School Debate Competition. And we really appreciate this support and helping us to enable us to do a lot to develop these young leaders of our nation through this IBS School Debate Competition. So a round of applause to the wonderful sponsors behind the IBS School Debate Competition. And of course, I have to take this time to thank my team members who have been right behind this school debate competition, coordinating it from the ground to everything else, which now has come to a conclusion. And I'm proud to say that I have an excellent team supporting to carry out this IBS debate competition. And with the support from the management, it has been very overwhelming for me to see the kids coming out and debating and seeing them having a change of mindset walking off the stage, and they are different people now from my own observation. They come here on stage, and then when they go off stage, they're totally new people. And I'm proud to say that I have an excellent support team behind me, and credit goes to them, and I commend them for their excellent job. So round of applause for my team. Okay, so are we ready? Oh, before we do that, I think we'd like to also acknowledge our sponsors. I think we can see Ipatas Foundation, our chairman for Ipatas Foundation, Mr. Isaac Lupari. We have a certificate of appreciation and also consolation of appreciation to you. So if you can come forward to receive your certificate of appreciation. Thank you. That's okay, I'll give it to myself. Thank you to Ipatas Foundation. When we approached them, they were saying, yes, we're going to go ahead with this debate competition because they do embrace and they want to develop their Engen children as well. So thank you very much to Ipatas Foundation for their support as well. And of course, we have a rep from Brian Bell. If I can call upon Mr. Walter Kekedo to come forward to receive his certificate of appreciation on behalf of Brian Bell. Soon he will give the award for the second placing as well, because the second runner-up will walk away with Brian Bell, second prize of 15,000 kina worth of school materials. Thank you very much. And of course, we cannot forget our Kundu too. You know, they've been right behind us since inception, and they've been with us. And I think everyone is now switched on to Kundu too because they want to watch the kids debate, and that's very excellent, and what they're doing is very, very excellent too. So round of applause to our partners, Kundu too. Can we have a representative to come forward? I think the cameraman there. Mr. Bumbu Ketake, the Director of Production of Kundu 2. They have been very supportive through this as well. Decision. So I would like to call upon our Director of IBS to come forward, Mr. Sadiq Ali. And if I can call upon the two teams to come up on stage. Whew, I'm nervous. I haven't opened it yet, so I don't know who the winner is. So if I can call upon the two grand finalists, Tei Abal Secondary, Enga Province, and Kokopo Secondary, Kokopo East New Britain.
Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 every day's like my iPod stuck on replay. Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 every day's like my iPod stuck on replay.
I think let us give a round of applause for the two teams, and they have done brilliantly well, and they're all winners. So congratulations to the both schools. I am about to announce who is going to walk away with the National Debate Title 2011 here in Port Moresby between Kokopo Secondary and Enga Province. Sorry, Tei Abal Secondary. Are we ready? What's the theme for the IBS School Debate Competition? So who do you think is going to win? No, I think Watete is going to go away with the shield. All right.
Once did you leave my mind? We talk on the phone from night till the morning. Girl, you really changed my life. Doing things I never do. I'm in the kitchen cooking things she likes. Railroad white, breaking all the rules.
Ladies and gentlemen, IBS National School Debate Competition. The winner and the champion of 2011 is Tei
Every day's like my eyeballs, like a replay. Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep on. Got me singing like every day's like my eyeballs, like a replay.
Secondary with the score of 1,639. So it was close. It was close. Well done to the two teams. Well done.
I can be your melody. A girl, I could write you a symphony. The one that could fill your fantasies. So come, baby girl, let's sing with me. I can be your melody. A girl, I could write you a symphony. The one that could fill your
Everyone is the winner.
So come, baby girl, let's sing with me. Shawty got me singing. Now she got me singing. Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 na. Every day's like my eyeballs like a replay.
The national debate championship. LNA First Prize, 30,000 Kina worth of school material.
Like a replay. Well, I don't know the boy IY80 alongside the man JR.
Represent to come forward to present the second prizing to Kokopo Secondary. Round of applause to the team.
We was living out a dream. Oh, you used to be my brother, I was your provider, and now we separated in two. Oh, and baby, you left and sailed away alone, yeah, alone. And now you got me trapped up on this island where no way to
very
get
challenging within a span of 1 hour. Preparation for the final. It is a challenge, and I think they all have done very, very well. So if I can have two of the school representatives come forward and have their say and the experience. So if I can call upon one of the reps from Kokopo to say a few words.
You was the feet onto my top line. Put us together and your outfit hit the rewind. See, you give me a purpose. Now I'm getting nervous that my heart will never sing again. Oh, when we was burning up the airwaves, they knew us from the Virgin Islands to the UK. See, we was on our way to the platinum and gold. Never thought that you'd go, but you did, yeah. Yeah, you did. Oh, and baby, you left and sailed away alone. Yeah. And now you got me trapped up on this island where no way to get home. And I don't wanna go.
Can we have a little bit of silence for a representative to say a few words, please?
I don't want to walk this earth if I gotta do it.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my adjudicators, the prominent figures in the of the nation and the city of Port Moresby. I don't want to steal the moment, but I'll just go quickly through. For the first timers to be in the debating competition, I'd like to congratulate both teams for making it to the grand final. It only inspires the young people of the rural area that you can also do it, okay? So that's what we take back with us. Next, I came with a young team, and I hope and I guess they have learned something out of the debate. With the youngest, 16 years old, I think she will be now somebody who can help the others. Also, I'd like to extend a word of gratitude towards Mick Nares, sir, with Vani Davies and the director of IBS, plus all the members and staff of IBS for making this happen. What the debate has done for the students is it has brought out the confidence in them, and they won't agree with me, but I'll say for the two students, the grade 11 students, there is Raymond Kalai and Manila Teriki Fareata. It has brought confidence on them, to them, by the students. But straight after the debate in Kokopo, they were nominated as the head boy and head girl of Kokopo Secondary. Straight after that. But we were arguing against free education, and I told them, also jokingly, that you are arguing against free education, but IBS has provided free education for you anyway for next year. So that is what you walk away with. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone who participated. My team, Kokopo Secondary School, and Sir Tei Abal, well done. We'll hope to see you next year with a much more stronger team. Thank you.
For secondary, round of applause for the team. Again, call upon representing from Sir Tei Abal to say
It's really hard to express it's really hard. Right now I can't talk, I can't express anything about what you have done here. It was unbelievable, and I can't really find, it's very difficult, I can't talk right now, but I'm really happy as a pioneer student of Anga province and the Highlands region. I'm really happy to take the seal back to Anga province. And one of the things that I've, in a competition, there's to be two people. One has to be the winner, and the one has to be the loser. And we are fortunate to be the winners, and unfortunately for the Kokopo students, thank you for your strong competition and your participation in this IBS debate competition. Well done in everything that you have done, and we hope to see you next year with a strong and more powerful team. And I want to elaborate one thing about, we all of us here. I'm a grade 12 student, and two grade 11s. One is grade 11, and three of us are grade 12s. And one of the grade 12, Douglas, grade 11, Douglas Piloto, as the team itself states, developing young leaders to be developing young leaders for the country's development. And he has become our newly elected vice president of our school, and I'm really proud that he has taken one of the steps. And this is it has really helped him, and I know that he will take on the leadership which the IBS have helped to build in us. And now generally we are really confident, and on behalf of the team, I would like to thank all the teachers, all my dogging teachers, all the HODs, all the teachers, Mr. Pajurai, my principal, Mr. Re, my governor, Peter Potas. Thank you for setting the foundation for our students. The Potas Foundation, you have really helped us a lot, and we are really proud. And I hope that we have given our best, and it's a credit to all the Angans. And thank you. Thank you very much. And that's all. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you.
I'd like to say thank you to the sponsors who have been right behind this IBS school debate competition. It has been fun and exciting for me, especially to conduct this IBS school debate competition with the support of my team. And we have been traveling places, and it has been very, very exciting to see kids come out and present themselves and get off stage. And it is something that they will always remember for the rest of their life, an experience of a lifetime. And of course, I'm sure that they will take this with them and do something back into their community and be role models wherever they are going to be. And I hope that they will influence their colleagues and their friends and everyone that is around the community. So I'm sure that we were once kids, and when you grow up, think about the kids' development as well. So well done, congratulations to everybody, and to the adjudicators. Sorry, we got carried away. We have something for you as well. So would you like to come on stage and receive your gifts from us as a token of appreciation for your time to be with us in adjudicating? So thank you, and a round of applause for our adjudicators, Dr. Patricia Parade, Dr. Mark Solon, Mr. John Iko, and Mrs. Magalos. If I can ask you all to come and receive your token of appreciation from us. Thank you to the beautiful audience for being with us, and we hope to see you next year. It has brought us to the end of our IBS School Debate Competition 2011, and we look forward to seeing you in 2012.